everybody, I'm Tom Vasel, and welcome to Look Back, where I take a look at games that came out, well, games that I reviewed anyway, last year, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, and 20 years ago. And I tell you what I think about them now, if, I think about them at all. So let's go back 20 years ago. I reviewed a silly little game, 20 years ago now, called Run for Your Life Candyman. This is a game that, for me, put Smirk and Dagger on the map. It's a really dumb game. It's basically Candyland, but you're fighting each other like Battle Mech and ripping off the arms of the paper sheets when you lose your arm. It's really silly. Unfortunately, it's not a great game. 5 out of 10. But I got to give him props for the silliness of it. Sherlock. This is from Reinhard Stopp. Who is a master of kids games. This is a memory game, but you're moving around in a circle trying to remember what goes where. I thought it was pretty decent for kids. 6 out of 10. Snorta, a really funny game. You have to be kind of in the mood to play it. This was originally from Out of the Box Publishing when I reviewed it. It has been since republished from Mattel, where there's little animals inside these barns, and you are making the noises of them. A little bit, again, of memory, trying to remember which animals where, but it's just silliness. 6.5. High Society. This game has been made a few times over, and this is one of those games in which whoever has the least, you're bidding money in this game to get stuff, and whoever has the most stuff at the end wins, but whoever has the least money automatically loses, even if you have the most stuff. Nice little card game, 7 out of 10. 10 years ago, I reviewed Magic the Gathering Arena of the Planewalkers. What a waste. So I originally gave it a 6. I'm dropping it to a 5. This game, I think I might even get a 7. It might have dropped from a 7 to a 6 to a 5. But this was a follow-up to Heroescape. Not nearly as good. There wasn't as much terrain, and there were cards, and you were going to be able to deck build spells and have an army. And they produced maybe 2 expansions. Never followed up on it at all. The support for this game was completely gone. Still annoys me. Parfum. This is, I believe, from Queen Games about making perfumes. Not particularly good. I give it a 5 out of 10. Drakon, 4th edition. 10 years ago. I don't know if they're on 5th edition now or not. It's an interesting game about going through a dungeon. It's more lightweight, flipping tiles to see what happened. It's okay. 6 out of 10. I Spy. This is a little spying game. I thought it would be more. It's not a Where's Waldo type game, but a little spying game from Lost Boys Production. Some neat concepts there. 7 out of 10. Ultimate Warriors. This is a game when it came out, I thought this is a competition for King of Tokyo. But for some reason, it never took off as much. But it is a fun little game if you never played it. Each person is a warrior, and you're fighting and rolling. I don't know if you're rolling dice or cards. It's been a bit. But I do know that each one had very different sets of health. You have a dragon with a lot more health than a goblin, but the goblin's faster. And you got to go back and forth. Fun times, 7 out of 10. Letter Tycoon, a game from Break from Reality, which I thought did not know how to make a good game, but this was actually a decent word game, 7 out of 10. La Granja. Despite this looking very yellow and green all over the board, it's actually a pretty-esque game. I know they just recently made a nicer version of it, which I haven't played. But the original, just a solid Euro game, 7.5. And 10 years ago, I reviewed Codenames. Codenames is a phenomenon of a game. It is a game that is still being played. They're just releasing a 10th anniversary with new box art and everything. But the original game still plays very differently in groups or 2v2, trying to give one-word clues. It's the modern version of Password. Very good game, 8.5. All right, 5 years ago, I reviewed Marvel Battle World. Some people here in the Dice Tower like Marvel Battle World. I despise it. This buy a little pack, and then you have these little dudes, Marvel dudes, and they run around and fight each other super randomly. Bleh. 3 out of 10. Disney Jungle Cruise Adventure Game. Do you like the jokes the guy says on the Jungle Cruise? And do you want to hear them every time you play this game and do a pretty bad game? Then play it. 4 out of 10. For me, Jungle Cruise was me going, Prospero Hall doesn't always make good games, unfortunately. Back to the Future, Dice Through Time. This is one of there was 2 Back to the Future games that came out 5 years ago. This was the lesser one. First of all, the theme doesn't make sense. There's multiple cars running around through time, and it doesn't really have a strong theme. It's an okay game. You're just moving around trying to accomplish missions. 6 out of 10. Godzilla Tokyo Clash. Now, this is not a grandiose looking game. It is not a game that is with cool miniatures and everything, but it does do a pretty good job bringing Godzilla to life. 7 out of 10. The Alpha. This is from the Playing Card Company here, and it's about wolves, and there's a lot to like about this game. It's a very, very, very introductory game. I don't play it as much, so I dropped it to a 7. Tekkenu, Obelisk of the Sun, one of the T games. This is one of the better ones. I love the theming of this game, where the shadow is falling from this obelisk, and then you're building up all these different things in Egypt. It's fun. 8 out of 10. Sonora. This is a flick and write game. Very few of those where you're flicking onto a board and then writing on a board depending on where you're flicking land. So as an interaction, I can knock your piece, sometimes maybe to a place you want it to go. 8 out of 10. And Cosmic Colonies. This is one of those games a lot of people forget about, but I think it's very cool that in Cosmic Colonies, it's a polyomino game, but the fun part of it is the drafting. And you're playing cards, and then the cards you play pass to the next person. Some neat concepts, 8 out of 10. Last year, I reviewed Sirens. This was a solo game, or two-player game. And it's really cool. It looks cool. There's a lot of things going on. It just was almost there for me. 6 out of 10. Confusing Lands, I liked a little better. This was almost like a two-player Sprawlopolis in a sense. There's a lot of similarities to it. 7 out of 10. Both of those from the same company. Wild Gardens. This is in the new category of cozy games, and it really is. You're moving around outside board collecting resources to make these delicious dishes. 7 out of 10. Tether. Don't know why I like this game so much. A two-player game in which you're building together, putting number cards next to each other, and you're trying to build rows and columns. One person's the columns, one person's the rows. And I don't know why that amuses me, but I just think it's really neat, and I love the artwork. 7.5. Cities is not a good-looking game. It would probably have a higher score if it did. But it's solid. It works. It's a great game of picking and building these cities. I like it a lot. 8 out of 10. Gnome Hollow. Magnetic boards. A fun, almost Carcassonne-style feel as you place tiles out and build little fairy rings for your gnomes. A lot of neat concepts. 8 out of 10. And World Spanner Factions, also known as Duel of Ages 3. In fact, I call it Duel of Ages 3 when I talk about it because I always forget the name of it. There's a lot of things I love about it. I love everything about Duel of Ages. I love the concept of this anachronistic fight, Robin Hood with a machine gun against some future robot, that's riding a skateboard. And, I love that concept. But it's made for people who've already played the game. It wasn't as smooth as it could have been, so just shy of a game that I want to say is great. 8.25. And there you go, folks. Those are the reviews I did 1, 5, 10, and 20 years ago. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Tom Vasel, and you've been watching Look Back on the Dice Tower. Hey everybody, thanks for watching this video. If you like this review or whatever you just watched, wasn't it amazing? Check out our channel, Dice Tower. We have all kinds of things. We review games, we do top 10s, we play games live. It's all about board games, but especially the people who play them. Check out Dice Tower YouTube channel.